This console has a remote connection to the other 3 consoles. If I so much as touch this computer, I'll be responsible for blowing up half of the eastern seaboard.
To be fair though, that's pretty much the effect you have on most computers. I let you borrow my laptop on Friday night, and on Saturday morning there were reports that Netflix, Instagram and Pinterest had gone down.
I uploaded a photo of my butt to Which Celebrity Do You Look Like?
I've heard of the face that launched 1,000 ships, but I think I just met the ass that sunk 1,000 sites.
Who'd you get anyway?
John Lovitz. I should get...
Can't we talk about this like rational human beings?
Isn't rational a bit outside of his comfort zone?
We have to try to talk sense into him, old friend.
I was talking about you.
Hey, listening.
All right, scumbucket. Tell me where the missiles are.
Why? What difference it make?
I'm gonna run around to each of them in turn, carefully evade your anti-tamper security protocols, and defuse them all before the deadline passes.
Fine. One near Recreation Building, one outside Hospital Extension, and one east of Powerhouse. Finally, one in remains of fort behind Museum.
Really? Boy, that's a lot of running. I mean, I'd totally be up for it, but I had a large lunch.
We came here to save the nation. If it's going to give you a stitch, let's not bother. You have a resting heart rate below 35?
Da, all KGB agents given endurance training.
You needn't think you're anything special, pal. The Purple Patriot here has had his heart rate down as low as 27. Right, mate?
That's right. Serves me right for ordering the 42-inch triple pepperoni meat fest at Salty Sal's, I guess.
I think you'd have been alright if you hadn't gone back for garlic bread and barbecue wings.
I owe you big time for that night, old friend. That portable defibrillator is the best Christmas present anyone's ever given me. What makes you think I can't just defuse all the missiles?
I have doubts you could defuse candle. What you know about defusing missiles?
Well, that's where you're wrong, mate. We watched a 24 marathon over the weekend. We know everything there is to know about defusing explosives.
Da, well, each missile electronically connected to other missiles. You defuse one, others launch.
Damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Why can't we just disable the launch consoles? There's always some backdoor in these computer doohickeys.
Only way to disable consoles is deactivate all 4 at same time. There are only 3 of you.
I knew there had to be a reason that superhero groups always have at least 4 members.
What the hell are you talking about?
Have you noticed they always have an even number of members too?
Probably for those long winter nights when you're stuck in the crime cave playing Spin the Bottle.
Wasn't it an enormous risk allowing your consoles to be deactivated with 4 people? How could you be sure the Purple Patriot wouldn't bring 3 other people?
It's the Purple Patriot.
Frankly, I surprised he got 2 friends.
For the love of God, consider the consequences of your actions. Do you have any idea what would happen if you really forced the president to shut down all immigration controls?
Shutting down immigration controls will make America a better place. What negative consequences could there be?
If you take away our ability to discriminate against someone based on their country of origin, we'll have to go back to discriminating based on the color of their skin.
Doesn't bother me. I have rights. Also, I'm a member of Slovak Union.
Oh, yeah? Well, we'll have to discriminate against you based on your religion. What is your religion?
Russian Orthodox. A Christian.
Damn you! Well then, we'll discriminate against you because you talk funny.
Fine. I moved west. In Wisconsin, everybody talk funny.
For the love of God!
Shutting down.
What about right-thinking journalists, huh? If you take away the immigration issue, what are they going to obsess over? You'll put dozens of right-wing news reporters out of work with this reckless, ill-thought-out plan. Have you thought about Sean Hannity at all since you came up with this plan? Have you?
If President give in to my demands, Hannity going to love me. He can finally shut up about Jeremiah Wright and complain about President helping real terrorists. Me.
Okay.
But
Blah, blah, blah. Key player.
if there are no immigration controls, there won't be any illegal immigrants anymore. If there are no illegal immigrants, how are people going to afford to have their pools cleaned and their hotel beds made? More importantly, if we have no illegals, who are we going to blame for high unemployment, crime rates, and spiraling debt? How dare you rob America of her scapegoats?
Why you care? This is New York. When things go bad, people do what they always do.
What's that?
Blame Irish.
Don't.
There I go.
I need. We're in a bit of a bind with these missiles, old friend. If we disable the consoles separately, they're set to trigger immediately. Yet we don't have enough people to disable them all at once.
If only we hadn't alienated everyone who was ever nice to us by arresting them, framing them, or generally abusing their misplaced trust in some fashion.
No need to rub it in, faithful assistant. I am aware that some minor lapses in judgment may have contributed to a broader lack of goodwill towards the Supreme League of Patriots in recent days.
Well, it seems like your best bet is to find someone who doesn't have any feelings.
I'm not sure if Piers Morgan is available at such short notice, old chum.
I was thinking more in terms of a mannequin.
On second thoughts, I don't need any more help. Stick around, old friend. I may have need of you later.
Awesome.
This console has a remote connection to the other three
To be fair,
Blah, 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 blah,
I've
blah.
let's take the little fella with us.
No! I've done enough damage to this exhibit already.
Oh, go on. He looks so lonely without his friend. Let's take him with us.
Look, I know you two are getting all cozy and friendly, but you're not Brad and Angelina, so we are not adopting a little foreign boy.
Yeah, you're still gonna pick him up.
Ignore grumpy Uncle Patriot. He's just in a bad mood because his favourite team, Detroit, lost.
Alright, let's go back upstairs.
Dude, the way this kid's hand is reaching out.
For the final time, he's reaching out to hold someone's hand. He's not trying to pick a pocket, and he's not begging for change.
No, look at the finger. It's reaching out like to press a button. We could use it to deactivate the fourth console while the three of us disable the others.
He's right, you know.
I suppose it had to happen one day. Let's do this then.
On 3. 1, 2, 3!
Stop! The waxwork of the kid has the finger in the right place, but we can't make it press. If only 3 deactivate, the 4th will fire immediately.
Figures that the damn immigrant isn't pulling his weight while the rest of us work.
Pulleys.
He's a dummy!
I know he is, but we've only got you, me and the waxwork, so we need him.
Oh, sure, you two flag burners gang up on the man who refuses to kowtow to political correctness all you like. The fact is, this waxwork is a wax won't work.
We probably need to wire up some kind of rope pulley system so we can move the waxwork remotely. With this pulley system, we could easily lift the waxwork up and make it press the button without actually having to be close to it.
We could, but there's no rope or cord attached to the waxwork.
A typically useless contribution from the PC Brigade. We want solutions, not problems.
Fine. Get a rope.
Was that really so difficult?
Really want to get a rope. I think it's time to take Tommy here to play.
No.
Mate, we need some kind of rope or chain to rig up the waxwork to press the button on the missile console.
No!
It's either this or let the entire East Coast, which includes the White House, by the way, get ravaged by biological weapons.
All right, fine. But if we're going to do this, we do it properly. Trusted companion, you lower the flag. I'll stand under the near end of the flag. Moonbat, you stand under the other end of it. Mel lowers the flag gently, and we catch it, and make sure that no single part of the flag brushes the floor.
I'll make sure it doesn't touch the floor, even if I have to wrap it around your throat.
Here's hoping. It's quite firmly attached. Are you sure I'm supposed to pull it?
Yeah, it's probably just stuck. Don't forget, these flags are like the Bleeding Heart's panties. They only come down once every 6 months for a thorough disinfectant fumigation.
Pay no attention, Melvin. The flag chain just suffers the same problem as the Purple Patriot's brain. It seizes up from time to time due to sustained periods of inactivity.
No, sorry, it's not giving at all. I'm worried I'm going to break the whole chain if I pull any harder.
Damn wuss. Let me do it. You go and catch this end of the flag.
The chain's right there.
Son of a bitch!
Put your back into it, sweetie. You're supposed to be the big, strong man of the group.
Just because I don't have to shave my mustache as often as you doesn't mean I'm not a manly man. Just make sure you're ready to catch this when it drops.
It's only a flag, mate. It won't fall very fast.
Is the flag doing anything yet?
Dying of boredom.
I'm happy to report that the flag did not touch the floor.
Shut up.
To be fair, it's an easy mistake to make.
You're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
No, not at all. I really don't think any blame should be attributed. The outcome couldn't have been predicted. I'm quite certain the city of New York will agree that Melvin and I should not be held accountable for letting an idiot take charge of the situation.
We'll just blame it on a freak lighting incident.
A freak lighting incident?
Yeah, there's a power surge in the line, the bracket pops open, chandelier crashes down. Happens all the time.
Alright, let's do this. Put this with that. Alright, fine. Back up. Put the chain on the kit.
There's a hook on the back of his head, which is probably used to hoist it around the hall.
If only real little boys came with one of them, no one would ever need Super Nanny.
Okay, the chain is attached. Now we just need some kind of mechanism to manipulate the waxwork.
Yo, here it goes.
You two can go and get a coffee if you like. I'm going to set this pulley system up.
No.
Shall we, Melvin?
We'd better stay and help him. Rope has a tendency to wrap itself around his neck whenever he's left alone with it.
How coincidental. My hands have a tendency to do the exact same thing whenever I'm left alone with him.
There, a perfect example of American ingenuity and craftsmanship.
The pulleys were made in Taiwan.
And I'm British.
Technically, I was born in Australia.
You're undermining my authority in front of the villain.
You don't think that happened when you got your foot caught in the chain and we had to winch you down from the ceiling?
Alright, now let's do this.
You operate the pulley, mate. Once you get the waxwork in position, we'll count down from 3.
It's no good, old friend. I can't lift it with one hand.
Use 2 then.
No, that won't work. He needs a hand free to press his own button.
It's okay. If I lift it up a little higher, I'll have enough time to let go and press the switch.
Okay, but be careful not to lift it too high. That waxwork is pretty heavy.
Relax. I'm all over this.
Got it?
Just a bit more.
We're on a schedule here, you know.
You know you'll never find a husband if you don't stop all this nagging. Alright, I'm done.
Great. Release the chain on 2, mate. We all press buttons on 3.
Perfect.
Got it.
1, 2, 3.
Millions of lives are in the balance. I hope that bozo gets this right.
I wonder why the Cold War warrior just stood by and let us set this whole thing up.
Why would I want to cut through a tin can and then slice a tomato? Wouldn't it be easier to just use a can opener?
I wonder whether any of these half-wits has figured out that every disable button launches missiles yet. What have you done?
We found a way to disable all of your consoles at once! Surprise, maggot!
No! Disable button merely launched missiles. By rights, missiles should be on their way to targets now.
Well, they're not. State Department is still reporting all 4 missiles are stationary.
When you destroyed console, you must have short-circuited all other consoles, but missiles should still respond to secondary and tertiary triggers.
I think I pressed my button slightly before the waxwork landed.
Yeah, I got a bit trigger happy too now you mention it.
You must have triggered launch sequence fraction of second before short circuit. Signal is stopped mid-transmission and missile no longer able to respond to other triggers.
You speak nerd, old friend. What does all of this mean?
It means he can't launch the missiles. Even if his heart rate reached 150, or if he dropped dead, the missiles are ignoring all trigger signals now.
You mean I can wail on this pinko as much as I like without any risk of the missiles being launched?
You can unload a can of excessive force on him, and the only consequences will be to our reputation, our immortal souls, and your insurance premiums.
Good deal.
I cannot believe my plan was defeated by Purple Pinhead. If your plan had gone off as intended, I would have succeeded.
In case your mother never told you, pal, fortune favors the brave.
And in the absence of valour, tends to side with the reckless.
There's just one thing that's still got me confused.
Only one?
How did you pull that ladder up every time I went near it?
That's a good question. You were nowhere near the ladder, and there was no sign of machinery or gadgetry attached to it.
I had nothing to do with the ladder. Ladder was already being pulled up whenever anyone approached it when I got here.
I guess I'll just have to beat some answers out of him, old friend.
While he's pounding the clown, maybe we could go somewhere and you could show me your laptop, Melvin.
I've got it right here. It's a quad-core...
That's not the laptop I'm interested in, Melvin.
Oh. Oh! You want to get freaky. And yes, I am spelling that with a PH. Nate, I'm going to leave the Cold War warrior with you. We'll be back before he's dead. Probably.
Come on, let's go, you magma girl.
Don't answer it!
Don't answer it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a bit OCD about phones. I don't want to answer it, but I have this compulsion.
I have a compulsion too, Melvin.
Look, just keep everything warm, or whatever temperature it's supposed to be.
Melvin, please.
Faithful assistant, I implore you!
I'm sure it's just a little thing.
That's what she said.
Hello? Commissioner? If this is about that expensive laptop which mysteriously vanished from the evidence locker... Oh, what does he... Yeah, I'll tell him.
Tell me what, old chum?
Apparently, an effeminate man wearing a translucent black basque and pink tutu, and now calling himself the Godless Fairy, has taken control of the 3rd Manhattan courtroom. He's threatening to kill everyone unless the Purple Patriot surrenders himself for trial. I said, surrenders himself for trial.
Maybe I don't want to do the dramatic ending now.
Oh, just shut up and get on with it. We all know how much you lovey types love the sound of your own voices.
Oh, fine. What is the Godless Fairy planning? Will the dyspeptic duo be able to thwart him? When will one of these idiots finally figure out the real identity of the Bleeding Heart? Will we ever get a 2nd season? Does anyone need a narrator with superhero experience? Many of these questions, or others, will be answered in the 2nd exciting season of the Supreme League of Patriots.
You heard the man, ladies and gentlemen. We have now gone through issue 3, which apparently wraps up season 1. And there could potentially be a season 2? Oh my god! We'll find out later. Or in the near future. Or something.